Muy buena familia, bienvenidos. Seguimos con Hellblade Senua Sacrifice, parte 4. ¿Qué deciros? El modo concentración cada vez lo vamos mejorando, cada vez el combate es chungo de cojones. No lo he dicho en las anteriores partes, pero el combate es chungo de cojones. ¿Por qué? Porque solo puedes pelear en el momento de la pelea. No puedes practicar antes ningún movimiento, ningún golpe. Es decir, realmente lo que tú haces en la propia pelea es la única oportunidad que tienes de manejar la espada, así que tampoco soy el puto dios de este juego, evidentemente. Así que nada, espero que os guste, que la apoyéis y que sigáis siguiendo esta serie, ¿vale? Un abrazo fiera, hasta luego. Eh,
Get up, quick! Get up! It's not over. It's not over. Behind you!
aguanta. Tranquilo, por favor.
Stop them! It's nearly over. Finish it. Get up, quick!
Me he equivocado de...
She's hurt. She won't make it.
De acuerdo. Hay que irse. No. ¿Dónde está la puerta? ¿Mm? No, por ahí no. Eh, Me acabo de quedar un poquito pillado, ¿no? Coño, no lo veía, cojones. Vale.
The journey to Helheim is never a straight one. Each must find their own path. Align yourself to its secrets, and you will find yours.
A ver qué era esto. Ahí estamos. Sabía yo que te veía. Vale. La X la tenemos.
However you come to the gold-covered bridge that leads to Hell, you may find it guarded by a giantess. She will ask your name, she will ask your lineage, she will ask your business. The Northmen tell of the warrior woman Brynhild, who leapt into fire and rode to Hell to join her slain love Sigurd, and is challenged by the giantess.
Focus.
dicho focus, pero... Focaliza ahora. Vale, aquí ahora puedo ver. No lo veo, tío. Ah, bien. Hostia, qué guapo, tío. Eso es nuevo. Esta no sabría, ¿eh? O sea que ahora concentrándonos podemos formar estructuras. Nice. Vale. Ahí lo tenemos, míralo. Este no vale. Vamos, no exploremos de manera, ¿eh?
Hela possesses large dwelling places in Helheim. Tall are her walls, high are her gates. The name of her dish is hunger. Her knife is famine. On her threshold all will stumble. Her bed is called sick bed, and her bed hangings are called flames of a funeral pyre. They say she is easy to recognize, half black and half the color of flesh, and her face menacing and grim.
Vale, este es fácil. Ya una vez que le voy a llamar el truco. tranquilo está esto, ¿eh?
The gate is opening.
Ela.
What's it?
Guay.
It's coming.
That song again.
Is it?
It's Hela.
Yes, the source of the darkness. It's coming. This is your moment.
Joder.
I'm sorry. I can't watch this.
What are you doing? You're showing weakness. You're not a warrior. You're a disgrace. The gods will punish you
La
for
puta espada,
this.
coño, y levántate.
Pick up the sword. Pick it up. Fight the darkness. Fight it. Get up. Get up.
Vamos.
Get up and fight.
Nice. Hostia, espada partida, espada casa. Vale. Eso significa que nos dan arma nueva casi breve.
Stormy seas and lost souls. She's dreamt of this before. They say dreams are visions of our memories, thoughts and fears, as seen by our inner eye. But what if each one of us is always dreaming, even when awake, and we only see what our inner eye creates for us? Is this what hell is? A world shaped by senua's nightmares. Maybe that's why people feared seeing the world through her eyes. Because if you believe that senua's reality is twisted, you must accept that yours might be too.
You failed the gods. You're pathetic. Rotten. Cursed. What were you thinking? Did you really think you could win? How stupid can you be?
Coño.
Everyone hates her. She's cursed.
The shadow hates.
Look at you. A warrior. Worthless. Weak. Pathetic. Go on. Feel sorry for yourself, because there's no one left to do that for you.
Everywhere. You failed. What's that?
Take it. If you're too much of a coward to fight, then end the suffering. Broken and lost. Just like your soul.
Come on. Dare.
Ojo.
Why go on when you give everything and face that which torments you, only to find that it is worse than you could have imagined? Why go on? Is it really so weak to ask this? Or are we just so afraid of the honest answer that we do not dare pose the question? Sometimes the answer lies in a memory, a feeling, a song.
It's not real. It's a trick. It's not real. It's real. Listen to it.
Don't give up.
It's
Not like this.
¿Dónde estabas, coño?
It's not real.
Me ha dejado sola, cabrón.
Trick. Don't trust it. Maybe you're already dead.
Parece el Carlos de Resident Evil 3. Hijo de puta.
It's a trick. She knows it's it. It's a trick. He's already dead. He can't be here. It's impossible.
Come to me. Please.
Venga, Seno. Bueno, venga, vamos primero ahí. Bueno, vamos a mirar la playita. No, hay ni nada. Paisaje, ¿no? Sí.
There it is. You're imagining this. It's dead. He's gone. You were too slow. How could you? Keep going. How could you? Keep going. Ignore the pain. I told you it was he tricked you. We told you. Where are you going? See, there's nothing to follow. Come on.
Por lo que oigo dice que es un truco, algunas sí salen, otros subtítulos no, que eres muy lenta. Es secundario, no es principal. Parece que es para...
Before she first met him, she was not in a good place. Just a teenager, but not like the others. Barely functioning, she rarely left the house. Her father's in-bell made sure of that. Only occasionally did she venture out on her own, collecting firewood and herbs. Errands out in the Orkney Plains. That was her world. Like this one. Barren and lonely.
It's already disappeared. Nothing lives here, not even you.
Me está llevando
You think you can see it?
a la trampa.
There's a tree.
There he was,
Where is he?
the lone figure of a boy.
He's there. Under the tree.
Swordplay under the shade of a tree.
See him. Come, you have to.
She remembers the first time she saw him.
Where is he? He's there.
To her young eyes, he moved as if dancing, and the world danced with him. The gloom lifted. For the first time in years, she felt a ray of hope.
Of a great hero. His name is Sigmund. His father's hall was built around a great tree, and one day Odin comes and thrusts a sword into the tree, a gift to whomever can release it. Many try, but the sword only comes out at Sigmund's touch. His brother-in-law, King Siggeir, wants it, but Sigmund refuses him, so King Siggeir plots revenge. He invites Sigmund and his brothers to a feast, but when they arrive, they are met with an army, not a warm welcome. King Siggeir captures Sigmund and his brothers, steals his coveted sword, and readies them for execution.
Hay mucho escenario, ¿eh?
Death for Sigmund and his brothers seems certain. But the king's wife is Sigmund's sister, and she begs for mercy and implores the king to chain them up instead. He agrees. Not for mercy, though, but because he plans an even more cruel and lingering death. Chained to a tree in the forest that night, a she-wolf comes and devours one of Sigmund's brothers. She returns, ravenous, night after night, until only Sigmund is left. The next day, Sigmund's sister sends a serpent honey to smear the Sigmund's
Quiero oír la historia, tío.
Day after day, watching from afar, she mimicked him, perfecting her own secret dance, wishing those fleeting moments of light would stretch out to last forever.
Ahí está.
As the she-wolf licks the sweet honey from Sigmund's face, he bites the wolf's tongue. The she-wolf pulls away, but Sigmund holds on. The chains break, and he is free. After his escape, Sigmund lives like us, hidden in the forest. His enemy, King Siggeir, believing him dead, as his sister plots revenge. And for vengeance to succeed, even the great Sigmund needs him. So she sends her sons to him.
Joder, sí, hijo
Their
de
blood
puta.
is weak and corrupted, and they're put to death by Sigmund.
A su sobrino.
So his sister hatches a new plan, one that is cold of heart and pure of blood.
Vale.
No, it's a trick. It's an illusion. It's not real.
Entiendo que la escalera de la puerta que acabamos de ver antes habrá que hacerla ahora.
Where are you going? Where is she going?
¿A dónde ha ido ella?
You can't even fight. It's just deception.
How does he so effortlessly court the world in bliss? If only she could do the same. See the world through eyes anew and dance with it, just like he does.
Vale, está avanzando ya sola.
What's your name?
Senua.
I haven't seen you before.
I don't leave home much.
Oh, Zeno's daughter.
I have to go.
Wait. Who taught you to fight like that?
No one.
No one.
Well, I watched you, and
You learnt all of that from watching me? You should become a warrior, you know.
me?
I'm Dilly. I'm here for the warrior trials. Just come and watch. And bring your sword.
You can't put it into words. That moment when you look into the eyes of the one who's supposed to reassure you, make you feel safe. It only takes an instant. Fear swallows you before you have a chance to make sense of it. And darkness becomes a part of who you are. But her world changed the day the Northmen took him from her. Senua knows that there's no going back to how things were. That there's nothing to go back to at all.
Stay still, stay quiet, hide, don't tell her.
Their gods can see into your mind. They will use this power to destroy
He
you.
won't stop me. I can still feel him.
Whatever's left of him, they will never let him go.
I'm not gonna let him rot here.
You're the one rotting here.
Leave me alone.
You will die here.
No.
And all your suffering will have been for nothing.
Shut up! Dillian? Is that you? I'll find you, my love. I promise.
Vale, pues tenemos que ir allí.
That tree. Can you see him? You want to believe it. Is he not real? Is he there? You're alone in these mountains. Is that Dillian? Nothing lives here.
Creo que ya aquí.
You won't survive. You met him by the tree.
Aquí.
Maybe it's a sign. The tree. What's he
Yo, por ejemplo, lo que están hablando en inglés no lo entiendo.
He's waiting for you by the tree.
Tampoco pone subtítulos. Entiendo que será un poco secundario. Y estos pilares, no hay nada. Sí, hay algo.
Sigmund's sister trades shapes with the sorcerers, and in disguise, she lies with her own brother. She gives birth to a son named Sinfjotli. After a time, she sends him to the forest to Sigmund. He tests the boy and finds him strong and fearless, and so they go to take their vengeance on King Siggeir. But luck is not on their side. They're captured, and Siggeir has them buried alive.
Vale. R de Gamer, ¿no? Sí. Vale.
As Sigmund and Sinfjotli are being buried alive, Sigmund's sister throws an armful of straw into the grave mound. Hidden in the straw is Sigmund's sword, the gift of Odin. They cut their way out of the grave mound and set fire to Siggeir's hall. The king burns to death. Sigmund calls to his sister to come out so that she may live and be honored. She does come out, but only to tell him the truth. That she had slept with him, her brother, to beget a strong avenger. I am not fit to live, she says, and walks back into the fire. Strike vengeance from your heart, Senua, as there is always a heavy price to pay.
Muy bien. Voy a tirar por aquí porque creo que por ahí no va a haber nada. No hay nada. Ahí hay un camino. No hay nada. Una espada, ¿no?
Take it. A sword. Take it. Dillian left it for you. Take it. Take it. Take it. It's a trick. It's a trick. It's ending.
happening?
Senua, imagine a sword that can slay gods. Its name is Gramr. It was forged by the god of all Northmen, Odin, and gifted to Sigmund, a great warrior.
I need this sword. It's important. Can you help me?
The sword appears whole, but it is an illusion. It shattered into shards long ago. It is said a great warrior can reforge Gramr by answering the trials of Odin, one for each shard. The roots of the tree of death will
Mamma
take
mia.
you to new lands where you will face the trials.
Go to the shards. Go to the shard. Go to the shards.
Busca los fragmentos.
Find it.
Eh,
Runestones. It's in front of you. Find it. The metal. The runes. You need that sword. Go to the shard.
Where is it?
Find it. There it is.
Focus.
There's the shard. Focus.
Focus.
Use your eyes. Look.
Get closer.
What can you see? Go to it. It's
I
not
want to
safe.
tell you a story about a god of the Northmen called Balder. The second son of Odin. He was beautiful, good, and wise. He was fair of feature. He spoke fair words. He gave fair judgments. Light shone from him. Only good things were told of him. Yet he was the first of the gods to die.
vale.
Face. What is it? What does it see? Get closer. Focus. Focus. Focus on the mask.
Where are we?
What is this?
It's the same. It's another world. It's lighter.
It's nicer. I like it here. Can we stay? Let's stay here.
I like the bridge.
It's not broken.
It's fixed.
What happened?
Interesante.
It's fixed.
Let's cross it.
Vale. Ah, esa puerta. Lógico.
The Northmen tell this story about the death of Balder. It begins with dark dreams. Night after night, Balder dreams of his own death, and the gods fear for his life. So Balder's mother makes everything in the world: fire, water, iron, stone, earth, wood, beasts, birds, serpents, poison, sickness. Swear an oath not to harm her son. One by one, they each make their vow. Neither weapons nor wood will injure him, Balder's mother boasts. Only Loki, father of Hela, the mistress of death,
Como siempre.
is not amused.
Loki siempre va a su línea. Debería de probar esa puerta. No creo que esté abierta, pero bueno. Chapada.
Open the gate. She can't. Open the
No
gate.
puede.
It's locked. Try harder. She can't. Open the gate. She can't. She can't. She will. She'll find a way. She always finds a way.
Vale. Tenéis que admitir que el juego luce... Madre mía, cómo luce, tío. Mira, la careta cambia de sitio. Ah, de acuerdo, vale. Un mundo y otro. El juego está
Go through the gate. Go through it. It's dangerous. Follow
muy,
it.
muy guapo.
What's behind the gate? Where will it take you? It's not safe.
Ahí estamos, fuerte de eso.
Dillion. There he is. There he is. What are you waiting
Vale.
for? Quick, find a way. Find him. Go for it. Before he disappears. Dillion, don't lose him. Way too many times. Please let him disappear. Where is he? Where's he gone? We're in the wrong world. He's not here. She's in the wrong world.
No pasa nada, tranquilo.
This world. He's in the other one. He's in the other one. He's in the dark world. The dark. The dark world.
The world once seemed so simple. Black and white. Darkness and light. Narrow dividing lines of our own making. Dillion taught her to see further. To peek through the cracks and see the worlds of color stretching away from the glue. And Senua explored new paths into the unknown.
Vale.
He's the reason she can't go up there. You can't go up there. Not in this world.
Vale.
Not in this world. You can't. Does it feel warm? Do you feel safe? Dillion loves you.
Vale, de esta manera abrimos todo. Vale. Voy a volver dentro, sí. Tiene que estar perfectamente
What love feels like.
visible. Vale. A ver.
Do you remember meeting him beneath the tree? He saw who she could be. He saw who she really was. He saw the warrior within.
The gods feast and rejoice and amuse themselves by throwing spears and stones at Balder, striking at him with sword and axe. But he comes to no harm, whatever they do. The gods never cease to wonder at this great marvel. But Loki shapes himself into a woman and asks Balder's mother, "Is it really true that all things promise to keep him safe?" "I did not ask the mistletoe," Balder's mother confesses. "I thought it was too young." Oh dear.
Ya está Loki maquinando, tío. No lo veo.
Do you remember the way he looked? Does it feel warm? Do you feel safe? Dillion loves you.
No lo veo, tío.
You remember him whispering in your ear?
Si cambio de mundo, en teoría...
Do you even remember? His love is guiding you. You broke him. You killed him. He couldn't see the darkness within you.
Pero puedo entrar por la que había abierto antes, ¿no? ¿O no? Estamos. No,
Do you know? Was it worth it? You're still alive and Dillian's dead.
no puedo.
Does that have to be
Entonces,
dead?
tío.
How does that make you feel?
Cabrón.
Do you know? Was it worth it? You're still alive and Dillian's dead. You have no chance for love now. Nobody will love you again. Ever again. Are you kidding?
No puedo. Tengo que encontrar la marca aquí. Ya la tengo. No.
He saw that she was strong.
Tiene que estar en pendiente. Es decir, no puede... ¿Por qué no la veo, tío?
Dillian's in the tower. He's there.
No te veo, cabrona.
Dillian saved her. You owe your life to Dillian.
Aparece desde aquí.
You owe everything to him.
The gods feast and rejoice and amuse themselves by throwing spears and stones at Balder, striking at him with sword and axe. But he comes to no harm, whatever they do. The gods never cease to wonder at this great marvel. But Loki shapes himself into a woman and asks Balder's mother, "Is it really true that all things promise to keep him safe?" "I did not ask the mistletoe," Balder's mother confesses. "I thought it was too young." Oh dear.
No. No lo veo, tío. Joder.
He's the reason she's alive at all.
No. Dame un cable, coño. Badu.
the smell of his neck.
Dillian's in the tower. He's there. Remember, Dillian.
Cabrón.
Do you remember?
El reflejo del sol, tío.
Sound of his voice.
Hijo de puta.
Why isn't he here? He's gone. He's in the dark world.
Creo que
He's
por
gone
fuera.
to the dark world. You're in the wrong world.
Qué bueno, ¿eh?
He's in the other world. The dark world. Without you. The curse.
The world that
darkness is
the
swallowing
darkness
you
is.
You have blood. You are guilty. Was it worth it?
Otra vez ha ido el gilipollas. Qué tonto, ¿eh?
Where are you taking him?
He's up there. How do you get up there? There's a way. There is a way up there.
Hay que buscar la forma de
You're nearly there. Just find the way.
solucionar. Como hilo, ¿eh?
You kill the things that are most
Loki
precious.
makes a dart out of mistletoe and goes to the gods as they throw things at Balder. The blind god, Huth, was there.
Sabía yo que
Loki asks him why he wasn't taking pollen. Huth says, I cannot see where Balder stands, and even if I could see him, I have no weapon. Loki replies, here is a wand. I will tell you where he stands. And Huth throws the mistletoe at Balder. It pierces through him, and to everyone's horror, Balder is killed.
Y ya voy a matar cabrón a 2 de 1.
And for this, Huth is slain.
Loki en su línea.
The Northmen tell how the gods mourned Balder. His body was to be burnt on his ship, but they could not manage to push it into the sea and sent for a giantess to do it. She comes riding a wolf and has vipers for her reins. She pushes Balder's ship into the sea with such force that the ground shakes and the rollers burst into flames. When Balder's wife sees his body carried onto the ship, her heart bursts with grief,
Curse has claimed
and she dies. She's
Years
put
had
next-
passed since she left her father. She trained hard alongside her friend, Dillian. She saw things no one else could. Patterns, shapes, movement. An intuition that made her an exceptional warrior. Friendship turned to love. But the shadow of darkness never let her go. She was caught between two worlds.
Curse cannot be undone.
That of Zinbel and her past. And Dillian. Her future. Two realities tearing at her soul.
Nobody will love him. Everything is broken in the end.
You killed him with your love because he believed in you.
Vale, hay que volver.
Dillian doesn't know who killed him, but we do. You are You're wasting your time. You have no time for this. Speed up. These fruits
Vale.
mean nothing. It's all part of their game. They've set you trials to distract you. They've set you up.
Que cambia el
They're going to
mundo
watch you.
y subir.
What if these trials mean nothing? Laughing at you. What if they take you no closer to Dillian? Dillian, and you're letting this get in the way. What if they are just to tire you out, to make you weak before the battle?
He was the only one that didn't mind the curve.
Mhm.
Do you even remember?
Ya lo tenemos.
His guiding you. Do you think she remembers him?
He's the reason she keeps fighting.
Vale, esa sí fue fácil.
All about wasting your time, just delaying minute by minute
¿Ya
by
está?
minute. What does she think she's
Me falta uno.
You're special. She thinks she can.
Digo,
They
pero
mean
quiero recordar que eran
nothing.
3.
In a way that nobody special. Waste of time. Could all be a waste of her
De hecho, ya está aquí.
The gods are just
playing,
What if the gods are laughing at her?
messing with her.
It wouldn't be
in a way
this.
that nobody would be the first time.
Momento.
Overcome with grief, the gods send Hermod to ride to Hell and ask Hela to let Balder return home. All the gods are weeping, he says. "Ah," asks Hela. "We shall see if he is truly missed. If everything in the world will weep for him, he shall go back to the gods. But if even one thing refuses, Balder stays with me." The gods send messengers everywhere. "Weep for Balder, weep him out of Hell." And everything wept.
Todo
Men,
menos Loki.
beasts, earth, stone, trees, metal, everything,
Tree.
except for a giantess they find in a cave. "Balder was never my friend," she says. "Let Hel keep what she has." The Northmen say that the giantess must have been Loki in disguise.
She thought she had light within her.
She is pure darkness.
Creo que estás cambiando de mundo porque es que si no, no están. Y luego habrá que volver allí a cambiar.
Jessica strangled him.
She should have listened to her.
Why didn't she listen to
Vale.
her? She thought
Ya
she
sé lo que
could
hay que
defy
hacer.
her. He's the reason she's alive at all.
Entramos por aquí. Y visualizamos desde aquí. Solucionado.
What if this is pointless? What are you doing? Why did you think you could make this work? You keep seeing runes. You see runes everywhere. Everywhere? What if they're not real? What if they don't actually make sense? What if they're a trick? The gods were
He was the
lying.
only one.
If you think it makes sense, but really the gods are playing with you. It makes sense in your mind, but it doesn't make sense in the world.